Hey YouTube, Coppersan here, and welcome back to this series where we check in on how some older MMOs are doing. In previous videos we already checked out MapleStory 2 and Vindictus, and today we're returning to Tree of Savior to see how the game is holding up, and quick spoiler alert, it's not doing too well. Last time I played Tree of Savior was all the way back in 2016 when it was just released. I got an archer to level 50 something back then, but I didn't really play for too long. The immense grind and paywalls that this game had were really killing my motivation at that time. I remember, for example, that there was a trade limit in place, and to increase that I had to buy a VIP service, and there were probably like 20 billion gold sellers online spamming everywhere. Those were the fun times, man. So I wonder how the game is doing nowadays. And here we are, back in action. And why is my character naked? And why don't I have any skills? Man, these developers are lucky that I don't remember what I lost, else I would have probably written a strongly worded forum post about it, or maybe even send a support ticket. Perhaps it's just better to start a new character? But it looks like I can only start one that is already level 440? What? I ain't even mad anymore about my level 56 archer. Endgame, here I come. Actually, I'd much rather start from level 1 again to experience the game from the beginning, but for some reason I'm forced to start this tutorial first where my character is already level 440. Well, basically knowing nothing about the game, so this is gonna be a fun one. After a bit of walking, talking and fighting demons, we're able to do our first job advancement. There are a lot of classes, which always was the strength of these type of games, similar to Ragnarok Online, but I always wonder how well they are balanced since there are just so many of them. I picked Dragoon because it reminded me of Final Fantasy Tactics and learned a few new skills. Also, I really hate that there is a text string or something here showing at the bottom. I have no idea what this is, but the percentage is going up, so I guess I'm doing something right. After even more talking, I job advance again in the same tutorial, and after deleting a boss monster, I am set loose in the world of Tree of Savior. Walking past NPCs also pops up hell dialogues, which can be kinda useful, but there also seems this weird visual bug as well, like some kind of graphical issue. I don't remember Tree of Savior having so many small but visually annoying issues, to be honest. I actually don't remember a whole lot on how Tree of Savior works and what types of systems there are, so now with this tutorial done, we can actually start again from level 1 and play the game as we would experience it for the first time. As soon as I take my first steps back into the world, I'm greeted by 3 separate texts all appearing at the same time on my screen. One explaining how to talk to NPCs, one that's telling me to use the growth boxes from my inventory, and one that tells me that I can change my keyboard, controller and mouse settings in the menu. Great. As an avid casual MMO player, I am highly allergic to reading, so this was actually bothering me a lot. Thankfully it went away again after some time, so I could actually see my character again. Finally, our first enemies. And I'm not sure how well the game is balanced nowadays, but I got 2 character levels and 1 class level up from defeating 4 monsters. As a returning player, you will get a ton of gear that can carry you pretty far, and the max level in this game right now is level 470, and there are a lot of things to do at higher levels like raids, dungeons, weekly bosses and more, and the world map is absolutely massive right now, definitely way more content than was the case 6 years ago. So while I whack away at some monsters and try to level up, let's look at how the game is actually doing. Tree of Savior is still getting updated. There actually was a big update earlier this week, so the developers are at least still working on the game. And there also are jam events going on as well. But still, I can't just shake off this feeling of how much longer Tree of Savior will be able to sustain itself. Using websites like Steam charts, we can check how many people are actually playing Tree of Savior, and things are looking very bad for the game. While the game saw a bit of a resurgence after most people had to start working from home around March 2020, their player numbers have been steadily declining for the last 6 months or so, and are currently sitting around 500 average players per day. And that's partially thanks to the new update that seems to have brought some players back for the time being. But still, this is a 60% decrease compared to the amount of players that were there last year in March. I was looking at their forums and their Facebook page for any user feedback, and there are a few things that are sticking out. Older and veteran players are kinda bored with not much content to do, there seem to be server and lag issues, and new and returning players just get overwhelmed by the amount of systems and things thrown at them right at the beginning. It is that I was playing Tree of Savior for a video, else I would probably too already have quit doing that high level tutorial, since I had no idea what was going on or what I was doing there to begin with. It also seems that there are some issues that I personally had with the game, like the trade limit are still there, and for some reason having to confirm to leave a map is just annoying. Wait, what was that? Can I see it again? What was that? When playing through the first dungeon like I did all those years ago, I was easily one-shotting monsters this time around. Even when I unequipped the gear that I was given, I was still not even trying. Even with free gear that you get from quests like Chieftain's long rod that I was swinging around, my skeleton boys took care of everything while I was just chilling. This is the final boss of the first dungeon without any welcome back gear, like no buffed gear, anything like that. I decided to just stand still and do nothing while my skeleton crew was doing all the work here. Going through content now seems to be a breeze, up until higher level of course, where the grind does kick in. Also, to quickly loop back to my archer that I found naked, I actually did find a post on the website detailing that there was a big overhaul update back in 2019 that applied a lot of those changes. But 2019 is 3 years ago, and I have no idea how accurate that post still is. Also, I don't want to read it. I just want to jump back into the game, hit some monsters and have some fun, you know. And it definitely is fun to be had in Tree of Savior, with amazing graphics and a great soundtrack, but the game itself seems to be stuck in a death spiral, and it looks like with these player numbers and the lack of bigger updates to retain players, the curtains might actually close soon for Tree of Savior. For fans of this title, there still is a bit of hope though, as the developer does seem to be working on a mobile version of the game as well. Tree of Savior M went into beta for a short while in Korea last December and could release this year if things go well. For the PC version though, I wouldn't get my hopes up. I think Tree of Savior might even close within the next 6 months if players' numbers continue to go down like they are going down right now. Did you play Tree of Savior yourself? And if you are an active Tree of Savior player, what do you think needs to be done for this game to be better? Let me know in the comments. And as always, many thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian, Hanoy, FLX, Ryalias, Kim, Vareese, Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Lorenzo, BG Extremes, Anwar NHI, Frank Bouquit, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Beamer WT, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gusus Rodriguez, Froggy, Glason, Brendon Cam, Vira, Trevor, Michael Manchaka, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord_MS, Heopan, ceemak, Striker Elk, Martin Panziek, Niu, Tide1 Pan, Victor Sundstrom, Radicals the Alien, Riser RU, Gummy Bullet, Lucky Beats, Lovebird, Rev Soli, Sir Tito 655, Mathias Simonsson, Mr. Anark, Galando Belavia, I'm disappointed, my name is Coppersan and I'm super cute XOXO, PC Game Life, Yo Mama, Dante Victory, Stanislas Xumo Vegas, Level 241, Paladin Reboot, Caveman, oh yeah, Crazy Ladette and The Passenger. Thank you all so much for watching, stay safe and happy gaming!